Hi guys, welcome again to my channel. Thank you so much for stepping by. Today I bring you a Q&A video. I wanted to share with you some of the most asked questions so I can explain or extend a little bit more on resolving these doubts, because I normally do this on Instagram, but it's true that you only have like 15 seconds to answer, and normally I didn't do videos answering them, so I decided to make this video so I can explain explain more freely, yes, more freely about all your things. So I have the questions on my phone and I'm going to read them. Maybe I'm posting somewhere here in the screen the person, I don't know, yes, I have the person who make the question and also the text of the question, so you can read it. And well, basically this is what I'm going to do for today. So if you want to check some studio blogs or speed painting, just if you're not interested in hearing my my answers, so it's totally fine. So you can go and watch another type of video. So guys, first of all, I want to thank you, because this video was inspired because we were or at that moment we were 500 subscribers. Now today we hit the 700 subscribers. So it's a lot of people, guys. So thank you so much if you subscribe to the channel and if you follow me on Instagram and everything. I'm super grateful for that, for you. Super, even it's like clicking in the like thing, this is more than enough, you know, guys, that this is all you can do for support your creators. So thank you, guys. Also, I want to thank you to my Patreons, because I have the feeling now that we are a small community of people sharing our passions and sharing I don't know, sharing the things we like and things we discover. So it's super happy, or I'm super happy for that. Also, I created a new tier, so you can, I mean, I don't remember the last time we chat like this or I explained something. The last studio blog I think was 3 weeks ago, or 3 or 1 month ago, I don't remember right now. But the thing is that I create a new tier, so if you're interested in learning or in improving your sketching skills, I think it's a good option. It's all about sketching, so I post three sketch sessions a month. So you have the references and you can practice at your own, and then you can watch the sketch session I film. And also I'm deciding if I am going to do some of these sketch sessions like live stream or in a Zoom call. So I am thinking about adding this so people can ask at that moment. And even we have like the Discord chat where we share our hard times sketching, because sometimes the references are super tricky. I know I have like bad times sketching them, so we comment these things, and I think it's good for, I mean, this type of exercise and practice is good for improving your sketching skills. So if you're interested, you can check out the Patreon link that I'm going to put below, and you can check if you're interested on getting this. I have the phone, so let's start, guys. First, guys, I want to start with a question that I'm receiving a lot lately, and it's all about the hardware and software. I mean, the tablet, the apps, and the pencil I use. So right now I work in the computer and in the iPad, so I have like 2 different workflows. So when I work on the computer, I'm using an XP-Pen 24 Artist Pro that I bought last August. Yes, it was last August. I'm pretty happy with this tablet. Has a super big screen, and maybe I can make a review of the tablet, because I know I have like the unboxing video somewhere in the computer, because I had in mind to make the review, but then life happens. So well, so in the computer I'm using the XP-Pen Artist Pro, and I use Clip Studio Paint. People think that I'm using Photoshop, but no. Basically because my computer is too old, and I mean it's not too old, but it has a lot of years. I mean, maybe it's like 8 years or 9 years or even more. So nowadays this is like an archaeological piece. So when I use Photoshop with the tablet, I have a lot of lag, and it crashes and it gets blocked. So I work with Clip Studio Paint because it works perfect with my computer. So I have like a fluid workflow and everything. So I'm so happy for using on the computer. When I use the iPad, that it's every day basically. I used to work with Procreate app. If you didn't hear about Procreate, is like a one purchase time application. I think it cost around $10 or $11. I don't know. More or less, this is the price range, and it's very easy to use, and it's easy to use. It has everything you can do with Photoshop or another app. You can do it on Procreate. It's true that you have some layer limitations depending on the size of your canvas. So that's why I decided in the first instance to buy the XP-Pen, because when I start working more in the illustration thing, I noticed that I have some problems with the layers. I mean, not problems. I was running out of layers, and I am a person that works with a lot of layers. I mean, if the maximum is 100 layers, maybe I'm going to use 100 layers. So that's why I decide to have like another tablet to work like in a more professional way, if this is making sense. And well, about the pencils, I'm using the Apple Pencil for the iPad, and for the computer I use the one that comes with the XP-Pen. That they are working so great, both of them. So this is like my working setup. Is the name? Is the name working setup? Yes, I think. So say that. Now let's start with the first question. First one that it's in Spanish, but I'm going to make the possible to translate it. So the person who answer question or mark the question is Therisedui, and she asked how much time I have been drawing and what tips I can share with you to improve. So well, about the time I have been drawing, I have been drawing all my life. I mean, I remember, one of my first memories when I think on my childhood is drawing, guys. I remember I had, and I still have, a comic book from Ranma, and yes, it's like a comic book, super thick, and I have it since, I don't remember, since I was super small. And I remember searching on the pages and drawing Akane and drawing Ranma every time, every day, every hour. So I also did like stories with in the same sheet of paper. I draw like the face and the eyes, and then I make like I don't know how to explain that, guys, but it's because it's super weird thing. I don't know, I guess if someone of you did the same, but for example, I create a character, and then in my mind or something, like I made like a story of the character, and I was like drawing, erasing and drawing, like aging this character and making like the story of this character. So when he was little, I draw the hair, like imagine it's a girl with bangs and two ponytails, and then I changed the art style over the years. So it was super. Now thinking about it, I know it sounds very weird, but please, if some of you did that on your childhood, please let me know, because I am feeling very lonely right now. So basically, I draw since I was very little, but it's true that when I grew up, I stopped drawing. I mean, drawing in like a hobby. I mean, I stopped. Yes, I've stopped drawing, and I in the school, for example, I did fine arts at college. In fine arts, we had two classrooms or two subjects. It's subject the name, or class, two classes for natural drawing and painting. And I remember I hate those classes. And this is something that I'm doing right now in the Patreon tier, like the sessions of the sketching. So we make like the natural sketch sessions with the model here, standing over, I mean behind, no, in front of you. And basically we have to sketch in 15 minutes the pose he or she was doing. Even it's a very good exercise. I think we have it in the first 2 years. Like, I mean, in fine arts, we had like 2 years making an overall classes for all the, I don't know how, for all the path we had. For example, I choose making graphic design, so I have to pick classes related to graphic design. But also I have the mandatory classes that are painting, sketching, and I think the other one was a sculpture. Yes, I think it was a sculpture. So I have to say that at that moment I hate the drawing class and the painting class because I never thought about illustration like a career to do. I don't know, guys. I know it's weird, but I didn't have in mind being an illustrator. But it's true that I wanted to be a graphic designer. Even I drew during a lot of years, and I had I remember when I was 17 or 18, I bought one of the if not one of the first, the second generation or the third generation of Wacom. The small Wacom, it was called the Bolito, the Wacom Bolito 2 or something like that. It's like 20, I'm talking about 20 years ago, or yes, I think it's 20 years ago. So I remember I was drawing a lot, or I started drawing digitally. I started drawing digitally a lot with this tablet, and well, I still have this tablet here at home, so I never threw up, and it's here with me because I don't know, it's something I like to have or still have here. So I spent like 15 years or 15, 16 years without drawing, and then I come back again 2 years ago. So I'm sorry guys, I'm explaining a lot. Maybe it's good that Instagram put this 15-second restriction time, because I'm talking a lot. So about the tips, I would say that first one, to improve, I think he asked to improve. Yes. For improving, I would say practice every day. I mean, if you really want to get better or focus on illustration and well, you see that this is your thing, I think you should practice maybe 1 hour or 2 hours a day, just sketching and painting and testing things, because practice is the key, and sketching is like the basis of the illustration, and I think you should do that. This is the best tip I could say to you, because after that all things come much easy. I mean, I am thinking, but I don't know another way to improve rather than practice, because even you can read a lot of things and you can know so well the theory. If you didn't practice, then you are not going to improve, because drawing is muscular. It's muscular, the word? Yes, it's like a muscular thing. So the more you practice, your brain is like processing all this info and saving that info on the brain archive. Let's say that this way. So when you come again to when you come again and draw again, I mean, when you draw again, your brain is going to pick up this info again. So it's like a memory muscular thing, and it's very interesting how it works. So that's why if you didn't practice during a lot of time, you lose like the flow when drawing. So practicing every day is the key, guys. Madam Almacana asked, what inspired me to draw? I came back to drawing as an art therapy, to be honest, because I was suffering from anxiety attacks, and the only thing that calms my nerve at that time was like drawing. So I just thought that maybe I could start like a journal on Instagram. So that's why I start posting there, like to have or to see how much I improve just by practicing every day, because I do it as a therapy at the beginning, and after my work I wanted to spend like 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day just painting without thinking in the other stuff and other things that makes me nervous. So this is how I started all this stuff. So well, at the beginning I didn't have the idea of working on it, but then I don't know, guys. I started small, and the ball is like the correct name, and the thing was getting bigger and bigger. So I didn't have a motivation itself. It's just something that came up, and well, I'm so happy that in the end I found like illustration was something I really love to do, and I can complain about that. So next question, guys. So I have two people here asking about what materials did you start with. Well, I start with paper and pen, I think, when I was little, because when in my childhood, we never thought that we had like drawing tablets or iPads or even mobile phones, because when I was young, these things didn't exist. I know it sounds like so elderly, but it's true, guys. I had my first phone, like one of the first phones that come out to the market when I had 16 years old. Yes, maybe 16. So imagine that I didn't grow up with an iPad or with a drawing tablet like the one that I have right now. So it's like another level. So I think I started with pen and paper. And Celestine Arwol asks, what materials do you use the most, and what are all the materials you use to draw? Well, also I think I'm going to ask to answer this question and the one that collections of Olivia did or did, yes, did. And she asked, how did you know you wanted digital art to be your preferred method? Yes. So, well, answering first to Celestine's question, I work with digital. And I work with digital because I am pretty bad drawing in a traditional way. I mean, I don't have the practice to do that because as I said before, I hated painting in paper and sketching in paper. This is something that never took my attention. But at the same time, when I bought my Wacom, the one that I said before, I really enjoy spending time drawing in Photoshop and making the same idea on paper but on a computer. I have to say that I am a very digital person, so I love everything digital, but I love also see, not create, but see traditional art because it's something that fascinates me a lot, like people creating amazing things with digital art. So that's why I work in digital. And this is the answer to collections of Olivia answer. I knew that I decided to go digital because digital, for at least for me, please, I know that people doing traditional art can do amazing things. I am not able to do that. So I think that for me it's easy to work with Photoshop or Procreate or Clip Studio Paint and sketch and redo because I am a person that I hate to erase with a traditional eraser. I know it's very weird, but I don't like it. And making digitally for me is super easy. Also, that you are able nowadays with an iPad to be sit on the couch and draw without being sitting or without having to sit down on a desk. It's like easy for me to do. I can grab the iPad and go everywhere to sketch, and not even a sketch. It's like you can sketch, you can paint, you can have like all set of materials and things that probably if you was or if you wanted to do traditionally and carry out all of this stuff, for example, to a park or to a cafe or something like that, you will have a very big backpack. So for me, it's like a lot easier to carry out the iPad and go wherever I want. And if I am doing something wrong, I just undo. so I know this is a very really easy thing, but for me, it's like something more suitable for my work. Again, I love seeing traditional art, and I follow a lot of artists that work traditional. And because for me, it's like the top of things. I mean, it's like another level of art. I don't know if it makes sense. But well, just another question. Well, by Bayuri Enli ask, sorry if I didn't say correctly your name, because it's B R no, Bayuri Enli ask, what made you want to share your art with others? Well, I answered a little bit this question before. I I just wanted to keep like a diary of what I did. Um, and when I post my first post on Instagram related to art, I didn't think about so much about the people who was going to see it. So it was more something for me instead of for the others. But it's true that with time and every time I post, I was receiving some feedback, and then it's like you see that you post things and people like these things. So but in the first time I didn't had this thing in mind, like I'm going to share my art because I want to share. No, it was more in a personal way than for sharing. um, Another question for the same from the same person is, what is the hardest part about drawing? Well, I would say that, or at least for me, the part that takes me more time is the sketching part, because when I do a sketch, I want to be like the most, not perfect, but the most accurate to what I have in my mind. So for me, sketching is the thing where I spend most of the time. Then I can paint quickly if I'm going through flat colors, or it can take me more time if I'm going through more detail in color. But I think sketching is like the hard part of the illustration thing or the drawing thing. Also because you have to know a little bit of anatomy, you have to know a little bit of volume, and also you have to know how to place the things and composition. So hope this answer your question. If you are wondering about which part of a drawing for me that I draw people, I would say that legs and feet are the hardest part for me right now. I had a very bad time with hands, but I think I passed down this phase. So now our legs and feet. Stuck with siblings ask, what is your favorite hobby besides art? So this is a good question. Since I start making art as a job and not as a hobby, I I was in need to find another hobby to fill these hours where I have to disconnect from art to stay, um, to for my mental health. So now what I do is sometimes I read. Yes, I love reading, and also I love playing video games. Also, I watch a lot of Netflix and Amazon Prime shows and films. Okay, so next question. It's from Collections of Olivia, and he asked, "How do you stay motivated to make art?" This is a good question. Also because when you do art or you are an artist, you can suffer like art blocks. You can have days where you are not motivated at all to draw. Maybe you draw and you are making horrible things and you get frustrated, and then try again and again, you're making an horrible piece and the sketch isn't working, and well, I think the best thing you can do to get motivated to do art is taking breaks. I mean, if you see that one day you are not able to make a sketch because This is a very weird thing that happens, that it's like one day you grab the pencil and it's like you forgot about drawing, and you do one sketch and it's like horrible. So and you don't know why, but you are unable to make, I don't know, the proportions for the eyes, or make it like a face shape. I mean, I'm not exaggerating at all. This happens to me. The more you work and the more you don't take breaks, or the longer you work without taking breaks, you felt like, I don't know how to explain that, guys, but the thing is that you know, or you feel like you are unable to draw things. And I think is because at some point you are burning out or you're getting frustrated. The best you can do is stop doing what you are doing, and just do another thing. It could be reading, it could be watching your favorite movie, or playing something. Just do another thing that it has nothing to do with art or with illustration, and maybe watching another artist's studio blogs, or whatever you like to do, and you will see that inspiration comes along. Maybe you're watching another, I don't know, your favorite actress doing the role of her life, and you get inspired to draw her. So sometimes you can find inspiration and motivation in things that are not art related. And it's something that happened to me when I feel very down and not motivated at all to draw. I put something else, like a movie on TV, or I play something, and then it's like, oh, I could drew that, and oh, I could make, I could use these colors to make something. So when you feel like the inspiration comes, now it's time to start. It's time to start like drawing again. You know, guys, you can find like the inspiration everywhere. And if you feel like no drawing at all, so not draw. I mean, the worst you can do is push yourself to draw when you don't want to, because then you're getting more frustrated and more burnout. And I think that it's something that we don't want to be, or to feel like that. So again, hope I answer your question to this. Let's do another question. Okay, so I have this one from one of my patrons. This is Marielle. Hi, Marielle. Thank you. I think it's very interesting one, and he asked, or he's asking about the tools that I use. I already mentioned it, like the Procreate app, the Clip Studio Paint, the XP Pen Artist 24 Pro, and the iPad Pro. Mine is 11-inch, so I have the small iPad. The books I have, well, being honest, I don't have a lot of books about art. I mean, I have books from art history. I have books from art history and from coding, because I am a web designer too, so I use Flash, Dreamweaver, all these things. I have books, a lot of books for graphic design, but for art itself, I think I have the ones I bought last year, and they are a sketch, every day from, I don't remember the name, but well, you can see that it's like a Shimo Draws. Here, it's here. These 3 books and these 2 books are all my art related books, guys. I want to buy more art related books. In fact, the other day I bought On the Amazon Kindle, I bought 4 books that are from manga, for drawing manga, and one is for expressions. The other one is for drawing clothes. Another one is for poses, and the other is for dynamic poses. I think I said well, but I can leave the links below if you are interested. And they are like the more technical and practical and theoretical books I have. The one from Michelle Rouse is super useful for sketching. She teaches you in some way how to do or how to place faces, bodies, animals, kids. I don't know. It's a very interesting book. I will suggest to have it if you are a beginner and want to start like sketching more often and things. Then I have the ones from Pernille's books and Loish books, because this is like the second question I want to go through, because this is Marielle asked me to, what artists inspire me? So Pernille and Loish are two of the artists that more influenced my art in some way. Also, I have another YouTubers and creators and artists that I follow. I remember 3 years ago. Yes, 3 years ago, when I was in the worst part of my problems with anxiety, and before deciding to use art as therapy, I started following Fran Meneses, Franer, because I had in mind to both an iPad, and I found a video on YouTube from her where she talks about her iPad and she was so happy. And then with this video, I mean, I remember this as it was yesterday. I remember that I started watching this video and seeing what she was doing. Even Franer and I have very different styles. She motivates me because she is like a super creative person, and sometimes you can find inspiration. I mean, they didn't have to be something that is related to your type of work. Found her one of my inspirations to start like drawing every day, and to see also that's why I start the YouTube channel. And I don't know, I'm feeling super inspired with Franer. Also, Catnip Illustrations, I mean Catherine, was one of the other creators that influenced me or inspires me, or inspired me to make to create my online shop and everything. So well, this is basically the 4 that had more impact in my creativity life, or whatever you want to say that. So this is Marielle also asked, what you want to do in 10 years? Well, I think in 10 years I want to do pretty the same that I'm doing right now. Maybe be more focused on drawing courses, like making like classes. So I see myself teaching and having my own shop, like selling my art, also making videos on YouTube, and continue with my Patreon. And I don't know, 10 years is a very long time. I mean, in 10 years, I'm going to have 47 years. So that's that's a lot of years. But yes, I don't know. I think that I want to I want to see my career consolidated and making the things that I do right now, but in a big scale. Maybe having my own space, not working from home right now, like I'm doing right now, but having a space, like an office where I can do the stuff for my shop, and also make workshops, like if I can do this in 10 years. I hope coronavirus is not going to be with us during 10 years, but I would love to make like presential workshops. I have a lot of time to make them, to accomplish them. So the last question, because I have been talking too long, let's see. The last question is from one of my patrons. It's Maud, and Maud asks, what is your favorite brush for color block? Well, for color blocking, you can use whatever brush you like. It's true that I love to work with, or I have been working with since now, with the fill outline from Gina Sketches brushes. When it comes to a color blocking brush, I like, in my case, I like to have no texture, because there's nothing that I hate the most that when you make the color blocking, you start seeing like the blank gaps because of the texture, and then you have to paint over them and just checking over all the illustration, searching these white spaces, and I think that not textured brush for the filling is the best option. Also, I like tapered brushes because I love to have like ending, in case that you make like well, in my case, I made the overall shape with the same color, with the basic or the basis of the illustration, that is the skin color, and I tend to draw all the drawing with the same color. Sometimes I want to make details for the eye, so I need that the brush have some taper in the end to make like the eye strands. So I think that for me, this is the two things that a filling brush should have. And I think, guys, that with this question, I'm going to end this Q&A. So thank you so much, guys, for stepping by, for seeing this long video. Hope you find interesting some of the answers I said, and wish you a nice week. Bye bye.